This is the first time I've started witnessing election. I think I started witnessing election, the first election, I think I did 1993. I can remember, though I was small, but I remember 1993. You know, that SDP NRC. And I can tell you for free, this is one of the elections that I have witnessed, that the mood of the country is dead.
Are depressed. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of your favorite show, Gist HQ. Here we bring you fabulous gist from across Africa and a lot more. Fasten your seatbelt, guys. It's going to be a wonderful ride. Welcome back, everybody. So today the gist that we're bringing you from our headquarters is the 2023 presidential election results and analysis. It is no news that the 2023 presidential election results have brought a lot of emotions in Nigeria. A lot of people are reacting differently, and it is not something that is very wonderful. So to discuss about that today, I have three amazing guests. On my right, I have the amazing Dr. Ogenefego Ofili. It is always a pleasure to have you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So I have the amazing Obaro Akpotili. You're welcome once again.
Bless you. Thank you for having me.
And then I have the amazing and fabulous Vic Harry Godwins. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, going into the gist now. Harry, I'm going to start from you. From your analysis and reactions from Nigerians on the results from the presidential elections, how do you think the elections went?
The election itself, if I have to speak from my own point of view and my experience, I had a fabulous election day. I woke up that morning, 7 o'clock, went to my polling unit. It was fine, started sharing numbers, very much unlike me. I have never done anything for an election. I've never been involved in an election, but this one I got there. I was early, the INEC people were not there, so I was there by 7. Started giving out numbers to people who were around because I wanted everywhere coordinated. That's how involved I was. And then the INEC people came in, I joined them with other set of people. We started helping them place things up, and so it went smoothly. Results, we all voted, went home to drink water, came back, made sure we counted, and we were another set of people who did LP75, LP76, and then all that. Only for us to be told that it wasn't going to be going directly, but ours actually went directly. Like we saw that, okay, it was uploaded, but I was checking my Wi-Fi through my internet, and I wasn't seeing the result of INEC's portal, so I was very, very concerned. Immediately, I just told my wife, I was like, I don't trust this thing anymore. So go home, tweets, people were complaining. I had friends in Abuja, so I was like, okay, give me your result. Reason why I was more concerned about people in Abuja was because I've always been one person who had preached the speciality of Abuja since 2015. So in this election, I started calling people in Abuja, like, okay, what's happening? And some people who had because my own polling unit, we were supposed to have 4,000 people in that polling unit, but then they split up polling unit into different units. But in Abuja, they had one BVAS for 4,000 people, and some certain people didn't vote until 12 p.m. Sorry, 12 a.m. the next day, and they didn't start counting until 3 a.m. And I was following them. So it was so obvious that a lot were just going wrong.
Yeah.
So let me just go this.
So, Obaro,
My voting was excellent, actually. I traveled to Delta State. I went to vote. I want to vote in my hometown. I was not ready for the whole banters that came after the election. So I transferred mine to my state. Went to my village, which is in front of my father's compound. I went there. I voted. The catchy thing about what actually happened in my polling unit, what was surprising for me was people were even more aware, as they say it in local parlance, people carrying for head past even we were in the Lagos, you know.
Yeah.
It was so strong that people were craving for that change, like, okay, we want something different from the usual suspects and all. So when I went there, I was surprised. I saw old women, I saw people stopped whatever they were doing, people were going to farm. So it was really very it was an awesome experience. We went there, we voted, we counted after. Ours came on time because our INEC guy came around 7:30, so it was quite early. We voted before 11. I was through my voting. I did the whole indelible mark on my thumb and all. So we started tweeting. I started looking for ways to get the results. After about I think about 2 o'clock, the whole voting everybody has voted. So waiting for results to upload the results to the INEC portal as it were. So results information now came in that they couldn't upload because of network issues, server issues. So we understood. So I even went to my house and went to sleep because I know in my polling unit it was short, you know. It was short for who I was rooting for. It was very short. So because the results were a normal comparison, looking at something about 100, one is doing 20 or 10. You get it? So I was pretty much rest assured. They can't even read this one. If they are going to read my polling, it was fine. So, but because I'm quite a tech person, so I want to see what was uploaded on the area. So I was really bored. I want to see. So information, rumors were now flying that there were structures in place within my polling units, personalities as it were, that want to influence the results. So me and my uncles, my little brothers that were with me, we started looking for ways to change that thing. Like, okay, I know you are in the government house in Asaba. No, but hello, there are some things you can't do here. So they tried, they couldn't work, and that one left. So in all, it was an awesome experience. We voted. Our vote counted from my polling unit. That I can say for a fact, and this was awesome.
So how did the elections go for you, madam?
Yeah, my experience is similar to that of Obaro, where I traveled down to my hometown to vote, and it was a clean experience. Mm-hmm. The energy was there. People really were interested in the elections, and what I found interesting for mine was that it's a PDP stronghold, right? Delta State, it's a PDP stronghold. But I felt like, okay, these people, because of the very elderly, when you go to the village, you believe everybody's elderly, but there are young people there too. But the awareness of Mama, Papa,
Peking was crazy.
Was something else. So they even if an elderly woman needed help with identifying, she was clearly telling you, for president, I want Mama, Papa, Peking. That was like shocking to me because I thought we were only on Twitter. I thought we didn't get to the grassroots, the people in the villages, because that's what they were taunting people on Twitter, online,
on social media, basically.
Right, all these young people, they're just on social media, and the poor woman in the village who's going to farm doesn't know anything about. Do you understand? But it was so interesting for me to find out that these people you are calling poor, old, whatever, whether it is the young people who are in the village that influence them or whatever, but people just wanted change.
It was big.
They said, I heard people saying, it's not about what I will get, how much are you going to give me now? It's about my future. For the other ones, remember our brother, PDP, SDP, or whatever. APC. But the funny thing, APC here. So the interesting thing for me in my polling unit was that it wasn't about the party itself, it was about the individual who was in that party. Yeah. So we had people voting in the same election, the same individual voting like me. I voted
APC.
I voted Labour Party. I voted APC. and I voted PDP.
Exactly.
That's what I did. So there was nothing like LP.
LP,
forget
exactly.
it. I was looking at the individuals, their track record, who can I trust, who do I know that I know I voted for you. If you win, I will come to meet you and ask you, oh, what are you doing in this country?
Yes.
So that was a very wonderful experience from everybody. So you see now the elections have come and gone, the presidential elections have come and gone, and the results are being challenged by the presidential candidates, especially Dauki. He's taking INEC to court. Do you think there's any hope of him winning in Nigeria and reclaiming the mandate? So, Obaro.
Me personally, I think the law they call it prejudice. You shouldn't say something that is instead of law court. But I believe from what we have, the feelers that we have, there is that opportunity that the results can be upturned, or the elections can be cancelled, or something can happen. But whether the Nigerian way will allow that to happen is another ballgame. We can't really tell, because we have master strategies, as it were, that wants to spoil everything. You get it? But I believe if we are being truthfully honest with ourselves, the proclaimed winner of this election, of the election that just passed, I'm not even sure he knew he won that election. I want to be brutally honest. I don't think he actually felt he won that election. You know why? Because if you know, after the election came, and you've noticed there is this, you could tell by the mood. This is the first time I've started witnessing this election. I think I started witnessing the election, the first election, I think I did 1993. I can remember, though I was small, but I remember 1993. You know, that SDP NRC. And I can tell you for free, this is one of the elections that I have witnessed, that the mood of the country is dead.
Quite depressed.
Like, it is so gloomy. So those are the feelers that I believe that himself, he can tell, even though he perfected the whole Mahmoud Yakubu do this for me, which is what I think it happened anyway. Because the rush with calling of the results was an issue for me.
Yeah.
The rush for calling the election result, you know there was something sinister.
Alright.
Okay? So that's, to me, right? I believe that the election, whether the court can do it is what I don't know, because the court is, you can't really talk about the court, but the feelers are, no.
Okay, so we're going on a break, and then when we come back, we're going to fully discuss about this. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are still talking about the election results being challenged. So, Harry, do you think that there will be as a local opinion?
Okay, so if you look back at 2003, and I'll try to keep this very short, when Anambra State decided to do the same thing on him back in 2003, he went to Supreme Court and then he won his mandate back. My biggest prayer is that Labour Party gets their fair mandate back. Now, if I must just add something, there's just one evidence. And I hope INEC would even watch this and just pick this point. There's just one, or Supreme Court should watch this and pick this point. There's just one evidence. If out of all the parties that did election that day, nobody can bring up to 20 videos of that life, of that day, where people were jubilating as they counted their vote, including some INEC officials had to even join in the lyrics and everything. And we have a beat now. They are even going to create an album very soon, LP6. You know, so things like that. If they can't go back to all, there's no other party that people were singing PDP 32 or APC 51. No. It was only LP that had soundtrack. So if we really want to, I pray that God actually touches, because that's what we have to pray now. Because a man of God actually says something the other day. He said, there's no how, even as much as you're a Christian, when you see $200 million hit your account or $1 billion and you know what it can do for you, your family, your great, it is only God that will make you be honest. You understand? So that's the part we are praying for our Supreme Court right now.
Okay, so Harry, are you saying that it is based on the counting and the jubilation and the soundtrack that happened on the election day that he's going to win? If you think he really has a chance, why do you think so?
Okay, so let's see how the election went. 12 states around the 3 main contestants, right? 1 state came to the NNPP person.
Yeah.
And Kanu was sure. Like Kanu, we all knew was going for Kwankwaso. A lot of people did expect, according to what they have said about the youth being on Twitter, Obi is just a Twitter president, blah blah blah. Nobody expected 2 states.
Yes.
Nobody expected 2 states. So for him to be able to get 11 in Abuja, which is even compulsory, you see, there's one thing I say. If you try to rig, he mentioned that you get, there's a particular number you see. You know that even if they try to rig this, they said they go and bring a fresh sheet. You understand? They said they go and bring a fresh sheet, form signatures and everything. There's a number you see. You can't rig it. Even if you try to rig it, right? Because it was the next 2 days we got to find out that even what happened in Lagos was not even the real Lagos result.
Yeah.
You get? So a couple of things like that would happen if there's so much.
The key thing for me, in addition, the key thing for me was the fact that I think there should be a clause in INEC guidelines that INEC said they are going to upload results. They should use that issue. There are sounds anyway. We have Labour Party has loads of sound, and they have given it the opportunity to go and see the soul beavers and all. The configuration is another ballgame entirely.
Yeah.
So there are loads and loads of what they can do, right, on the law course that will make them win this particular case. The part of saying they should reconfigure the beavers is another one that is even killing me. But they've reconfigured and they're giving it back to them. But the key thing for me is Labour Party should try as much as they can to recover their mandate in court. And the evidence are so many, options are many, let them explore as many as they can.
So, do you think there's a hope for?
Yeah, I think there is a hope for him to, if he won, to claim his money. Yeah.
If you
I'd like to say that in the sense that even the person who has been declared president in it didn't win the popular votes, and that tells a lot. It says a lot. It happened to, I think, Donald Trump too, right? So the fact that when you add the number of people who didn't vote for you together, it's more than people who voted for you. It means that there's something about whatever you are claiming as your winning that doesn't sit well with the people that you want to lead. It means you're going to be forcing over more than 50% of people who voted to actually be under your leadership. So that's a tall order. I'm hoping that INEC cooperates with the lawyers from the parties, whether it's Labour Party or PDP, right? They cooperate with them and then they look at the back end. I have an issue. You see, that's something Nigerians need to learn. You see, I don't like to complain about it, but we need to learn a lesson moving forward. In the other show, I said something like people need to, aside making sure that you count and upload your results, some of us now need to follow them to the ward where they collate, where they are now changing those things. And then if you have time, to the local government collation center. Because that's where now the whole magic is happening, right? It didn't happen at our polling unit. Because we had this belief and faith that whatever was there, they took a picture and then there's something that is baffling me. First off, after the election, I thought about if Beavers was able to accredit me, take my picture and confirm that it's the same person who registered. Why couldn't I just say this is who I want to vote for on the same machine? Do you understand? So once you accredit me, I just see the president, I press there, and then It's reading. Number one. Number two, okay, you couldn't do that. You gave me paper forms, right? And I thumb printed. Why is it that when the polling officer wanted to transmit the results, he or she had to take a picture? We do Google forms every day, survey, whatever. Why was there not a form where the number of PDP 27, whatever 21, LP 1 million? Why was there no form there? And you just fill the real numbers and click submit. And then we will be seeing the bar charts going up and down. Is that not electronic?
It's almost it's not rocket science. When they draw these things, I had a conversation with somebody the other day about this same line of thoughts. Like, if there is a biometric voter secretarial system where somebody can accredit, what's even the need for a PVC?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
Oh my God.
what the hell is a PVC
So you see
for?
the problem.
Stressing people.
A lot of them think that, exactly. So maybe because they feel, there's no, because Nigeria does not have good educational system. They feel a lot of us are as dumb
as they are.
Because
As they are, yeah.
They think it's the way they think.
this same thing was the first question myself and my wife, and like 4 people said, okay, let's see the difference. We saw it. We were like, okay,
How do I vote?
why am I not voting directly? Why do I need this? So when you were asking the question, I'm like, okay,
Sorry.
because I was thinking maybe it was only me who was just thinking outside the box, like, okay, why did they do that? But you see, we're not stupid. That's why when somebody comes and says, oh, I said this thing, he was doctored, I would be like, are you okay? I'm an editor. I know when something, you know, if editing has started, if audio, Photoshop and all that has started during Nixon time, I am very sure we won't have anything like Watergate. He would have opened his mouth and said, oh, I was the one who said everything that was recorded. He would say he was doctored. He wouldn't resign the next day and say, oh, I'm resigning and stepping up for my vice to take over. So those are like the things that, I'm very sure most of them don't even know this Nixon story. So, yes.
Okay, so we'll go on a break, and then when we come back, we're hitting you with our final words. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Now, before we close, I'm just going to ask my guests what they think about the president-elect. So I'm going to start with the lady. What do you think about the president-elect?
Okay, didn't hear that. Okay, what I think about the president-elect that was announced.
Yeah, how do
Not-
you feel?
not my president.
Yes,
Right?
okay.
Because I didn't vote for him, right? And I can say that I voted for him anytime, right? So what I think about the president-elect that has been declared is that he has a lot of work to do to win the heart of the people, if he can.
Exactly.
I don't know the magic. Like I said earlier, he did not win the popular votes. People who voted against him are more than those who voted for him. So that's a tall order, and I don't know how it's going to surmount it.
Okay, so, overall,
Should I advise him or what is that?
how do you
Should I
feel
tell him?
about him?
I feel terrible about him. Even though most times I want to be okay thing because I have subpedaled on my political post and everything because I have to pipe down a bit to just take in the moment of him being declared. I went offline for like 3 to 4 days. I didn't post it. So, but as Dr. Fego said, he has a very tall border. Yeah. So who me, or to who people like me, which I think we are in the majority now, to convince us beyond reasonable doubt is going to be hard. Not that he says anything anyway.
Yeah.
And most of his so how is he going to convince me is an issue for me. But I feel bad that he has been announced, and I wish him well. If the law courts Nigeria
happens.
they say you should play politics without bitterness. But for a fact, I'm going to wish him well if the court finally does all their stuff and decide to say he's the winner. I'm going to wish him well.
Tired.
If Supreme Court decides that, okay, this is the guy, one thing he must do that would at least calm people's mind. Don't pick any old person in your cabinet.
No, you know. very good.
So there are things that needs to be done. Like you just need to
Yeah,
calm people.
But you know that was not going to happen.
But it won't happen.
MC Oluomo has a ministerial position. So those are the things that we're going to infuriate people the most. Sorry.
So thank you very much. You can see that a lot of people, Nigerians, are not accepting president-elect. I am not too. So I feel like if you really have integrity as a person, I'm going to close with this, and you see that when you are elected to lead people, the people are not even happy to receive you. You're supposed to have enough integrity to step down. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Keep a date with me every week on this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also send me your comments. I would love to hear from you. That's all we can take today. Thank you very much to my amazing guests. It's always fun having them here with me. So thank you very much, guys. I'll come your way next week. Bye.